Looking at these 4 games, what has impressed you the most about what you guys have done defensively?
I think the thing that's most impressive is our group locking into the adjustments that we needed to make on both ends of the floor to be better. And it really starts with our ability to play defense, guard pick and rolls, and then multiple efforts on perimeter shooters, rebounding the basketball, getting out and running.
Willie, before the season, you had mentioned that you compared this team kind of to what you saw with your own team back then at the Phoenix Suns. Is that comparison more apt than ever right now? With the trajectory and everything that's going on?
For sure. I still feel like that now as I did earlier. And, it just takes time to continue to build the team and to gain confidence and momentum. And we all like where we are right now, but we have an understanding there's a lot of work left in front of us.
Hey, we got to look at this bigger lineup. I think 5 straight games now. Just in that little increment, what are just some of your overall thoughts about how a pretty non-traditional lineup is meshing together?
Well, I've mentioned it before, but we feel like it gives us the best chance to maximize all of our guys. Our rotations are not the same in terms of we're not playing necessarily 10, 11 guys. We're really at 9, 9.5, depending on what type of bigs is being played, and then we'll play Billy Hernangomez. But we maximize Jackson's ability at the 4. He's rebounding. He can run the floor. He can guard multiple positions. And we'll continue to look at it and make adjustments accordingly.
How much more comfortable to you does Jackson look at that 4 spot?
He's getting more and more comfortable as we progress. And he's just playing within himself. You guys can see he open shots, he'll take them. He's driving, making plays, and that's the thing for him. Just keep it simple. Play as hard as you can, compete as hard as you can, and he's doing all of those things.
He mentioned to us the other day about his pick and roll coverage, and that's where he needs a lot of work. But having him at the 4 kind of takes a little bit off of that. How much are you guys putting the emphasis on that and trying to get him better in those situations?
Well, we tend to focus on the things that he does well. He rebounds the ball extremely well at the 4 position. He guards on the perimeter at the 4 position. And so the one area that he needs to improve on, he understands that. He's working on it, and it'll help him and us as we continue to progress.
It really seemed like he tried to start his own Herb for Rookie of the Year last night. You feel like, you talked about this, I think, a little bit with Donovan Mitchell last night, but it seems like the players around the league, not just here, but have really come to appreciate what Herb does. He had 2 points last night, but still made a huge impact on the game. I feel like the players are really recognizing that right now.
Most definitely. Herb he's earned that. He's earned their respect. The way he carries himself, every time he walks in our building, all of our guys and the organization respects what he does. And, he's just continuing to solidify who he is as a basketball player, and the sky's the limit for him. But it's great, and I'm sure Herb feels the same way. He's not going to say it, but to have his peers speak that highly of him, and that's the ultimate reward, is when guys that you play against night in and night out are speaking highly of him.
The 5 rookies who have made all defensive teams were all shot blockers. They're all primary big guys. What does it say that he is starting to get this recognition as a perimeter defender, so early in his career?
It says a lot. It says the work that he puts in is paying off. He has tremendous instincts on the defensive end, but also on the offensive end. And it speaks volumes to why our team is having some successes, because we have guys like Herb that buys in, that understands defensive concepts, and is willing to sacrifice and guard the best players every night.
Willie, you mentioned yesterday that Donovan stopped. You guys talked about Herb, right, in outside of the locker room after the game. Have other coaches, other players, is the word basically getting back to you, whether directly or indirectly, about Herb Jones' defense?
It is. I've had a number of coaches talk to me about Herb, and look, we'll continue to say it, but we're blessed to have him. Number one, you don't find a kid every day that comes in, and no matter what, he's the first person here working. he's on the bus 30 minutes before the bus starts because that's just who he is. Doesn't need to do it, but it's just him. And he has a work mentality. But we know Herb, he's a key fixture now and in the foreseeable future here with the Pelicans.
I talked about last night after the game about how the intensity level for you guys throughout the whole night stayed pretty much the same. I feel like that's part of why the crowd was so into the game, that you guys never really had any let-ups or anything. What did you think about just the way that you guys were able to maintain that through the whole game? And I think that's also part of how you win games by as much as you have been lately.
I thought it was great. Great game plan discipline by our guys. And wire to wire, it was a really good all-around game for us. Really, really good confidence booster, and we want to use that momentum going into the next game.
Thanks, Coach.
One of those things that Coach